Why should they invest in SquidGrow?
Well, I think SquidGrow is a very unique situation. I mean, what projects do you know of where the dev has had every 100% of the buy and sell tax going to liquidity? That's obviously for the community. And in the same breath, do you know of any devs that have fully funded out of pocket every utility and exchange listing, out of their own pocket? That's kind of a rarity. This is everything that I'm doing has the community 100% in mind. So every move that I make, I'm thinking about the investors. Yeah.
How's about $1,000 giveaway? Okay, this AMA Squid Grow, they just gave me $1,000 in stablecoin to give away, and all you have to do is join their Telegram channel and say the Cowboy sent me. Okay, join that Telegram channel and say the Cowboy sent me, and make a comment down below on what something that's awesome about this, and I'm gonna cross reference your Telegram. So I'm going to search Cowboy in their Telegram channel and cross-reference with your comments, and I'm going to be giving away. There's $1,000. I'm going to break that up into, maybe about $50. You can earn $50 easily by commenting and joining the Telegram channel and commenting there. Anyways, check out the rest of this AMA, and we'll see you at the end of it.
What's going on, Cowboys? In this video, we've got another crypto project called SquidGrow, and we need to figure out, look, in a bear market, we have to be very, very careful, very, very meticulous about where we park our money and to what projects and what teams we are trusting in. And in this video, you and I have the opportunity to deep dive and get into the brains behind this project here, SquidGrow, and find out, hey, is this project for you and for me, or is this a hard pass? It's up to you to decide. I'm just a cowboy here. My name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to my next Bitcoin while helping you to your next Bitcoin. I'm not your financial advisor, certainly not this one, but I need you to understand something. There is a whole bunch of other like crypto YouTubers out there and all these kinds of people just shilling randomly these random coins, and especially in the bear market, we can't afford to do that. I've got my little pennies and I'm holding on, and every single one of these things can make me money in the future. So I need to find a place to park it into. But the problem is these YouTubers, they keep shilling stuff. Okay, I don't know whether or not they're being biased or unbiased or not. And honestly, they're probably just biased because they got paid. However, this is why I believe the AMAs, just asking people questions and getting into the minds of their project and who they are, I get a really good feel about whether or not I should be investing in these types of projects. So in this video, we've got Shibtoshi and RDub here, the team from SquidGrow, and we're going to get into their brains and shake them out and see, hey, are they for real or not? So RDub, Shibtoshi, welcome to the channel.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. Shibtoshi here. I'm the owner of SquidGrow. It's a pleasure to be here with you, man.
Good
Thanks,
deal.
Aaron. Yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. Glad to have you guys. Look, right off the bat, you guys are not doxxed. You guys are anonymous. Now, in this bear market, we are all like, a little sketched out about that kind of stuff. Could you explain to me why you don't choose not to dox yourselves, and how that plays a role into SquidGrow?
Well, me personally, what drew me to the cryptocurrency back in 2011 when I got involved in Bitcoin was being, the whole being anonymous thing. That's originally what drew me to the crypto space. But in my particular situation, I'm a whale in several big projects, including Shiba Inu, and because my wallet is so well known in the Shiba Inu space, I would be putting a target on my back if I was to come out and put my face to the name and to the wallet. And I've got family and friends I've got to think about, and also my own safety. So that is my primary reason for not coming out and doxing. And at the end of the day, in my personal opinion, doxing has very little to do with the integrity of a project. I mean, look at all the projects that have fully doxed devs, and they still run off with your money. Doxing really, in my personal opinion, I mean, yeah, some community members like the idea, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really change much. I am in the USA, so I am held accountable under the USA law, and I am fully doxxed with every exchange that we are on an institutional level. They have my bank statements, multiple forms of IDs. I mean, they got everything about me. So if there was anything funny from me or my project, I mean, the exchanges would not hesitate to turn that over to the government, which would lead to prosecution. So if that gives any peace of mind to anybody, there's that. I
Yeah.
am in the States, so there is prosecution out here. So, I mean, I've not doxed. Obviously, I'm doxing my voice. Obviously, that's not the same as putting a face or name out there, but it's for my safety, man. It's for my family's safety. Last thing I want is somebody trying to track me down, show up to the house, and try to rob me or hurt my family and
Yep.
get my crypto in the process.
Yep. Yep. Got it. R-Dub?
Yeah, for me personally, doxing is just not something that has ever really come up in the project up until this point for me. Obviously, I'm not in the same situation as Shib, as in that I'm not a Shib whale. So it's not that I need to protect myself in the same manner that he does. But as Shibtoshi said, although we're not like publicly doxed as our faces and our socials and stuff like that, we are both doxed to a number of the exchanges that we are on. We're also like a registered company as well, where we've had to hand over all of our private information to make the SquidGrow LLC as well. So because we had all these other security factors in place for the actual project, it never actually came up as a necessity for us to dox ourselves personally, as in our socials and our faces. We
Got it.
felt
Yeah.
that.
So basically, I'm going to list them backwards here. Exchanges have all your information already, and there's prosecution, there's legal ramifications because you are in the United States. And so that adds a level of security. On top of that, it hasn't helped. I like with your point when you said that, hey, look, all these docs devs have run away with people's money anyway. So, and I mean, not for nothing, we're all in crypto because these centralized big banks and big corporations, they all have doxed CEOs, and they're always scamming people and making some money that in shady ways. And ultimately, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Here's the family aspect. It's like, hey, you know what? We just need a. It's one of those things where, yeah, I lost my keys in the ocean type of deal. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yep.
it's the privacy that cryptocurrency offers is not found in any other sphere of business and finance. And so I think I'm with you there. I'm definitely with you there 100%. So I appreciate that answer. Look, let's get right into the project here. You've mentioned a couple times your Shib whale. How did this? How did this? What's your background coming into? Not necessarily your personal background, but like, what was the journey coming into SquidGrow? And then I want to talk about SquidGrow. But what's the run up? What's the context that SquidGrow was born out of?
Okay, so well, let me get into a little background on myself. So I've been in the crypto space since 2011. I got into Bitcoin back in the day, and for the sole purpose to play online poker tournaments with my buds. And
Respect.
after doing my research of Bitcoin, I really loved the ideas and everything that it was built on. So I really jumped into it, and after Bitcoin, I still hold Bitcoin currently. I hold a decent sized bag. I did other investments such as Bitcoin Cash, Zcoin, Litecoin. Everything that's pretty much come out that I deemed was worthy of investment, I had jumped into. And leading up to SHIB, when I started investing into Shiba Inu back in 2020. But SquidGrow was conceptualized on the grounds that, quite frankly, I was tired of seeing my friends get rugged. I was tired of my friends and family losing money on poor investments where the devs run off with it. So back in 21, I started playing with the idea of launching my own project. That's actually when in November of 21, I had the contract code for SquidGrow coded. Because I am not a developer, I was taking Solidity classes on trying to figure out the contract code and deploy it. And during my learning curve, there was another project that came about, Squid Games, which turned into a really big scam.
Yeah.
But before it was a scam, it had launched, and I figured I had missed the train on that. There's already a project coming out, essentially on the same grounds of what I'm trying to come out with, and I shelved it. And over some period of time, some of my friends continued to get on me about dropping my own project, and it was around this time that I actually met R-Dub in a private whale room, and we started talking, and we learned that we share the same views and goals and ambitions for the crypto space, and we decided that we were going to pull one of the contracts I had coded and launch it, and that's what we did. And so in June of this year, we dropped SquidGrow, and we started at a $25,000 market cap. All time high got up to 50 million for 2,000 X's, and we've hit the ground running. We're on 11 exchanges currently, Gate.io being our largest. We just listed them last week, And we've got another exchange coming out hopefully this week. We've not dropped the name of it yet, but I put some teasers out there. And then after Gate, we followed with Biconomy, which is a Canadian exchange. Some of the community members had asked about getting listed on some Canadian exchanges, so we decided to look into that, and I found Biconomy and decided to run with it. And all in all, we've got some utilities out there, and we've got a lot of utilities we're working on currently, and we're on 11 exchanges. We're on the cover of Crypto Weekly magazine. Also have the whole back uh, cover of the magazine. We've got a several page spread in there about myself and the project. So that's hitting the shelves in the USA here really soon. It's already on the shelves in the UK. So we're just spreading awareness of the project, and building a strong foundation in our community, man, because that's really where it all starts. With the strong foundation in the community. I'm modeling my project off of the brick and mortar of Shiba Inu. They started with a community foundation, and look at where that's taken them.
Yeah. Good deal. So let me see if I could summarize some of this. So basically, you started writing this code, or had the code written in 2020 or 2021. I'm
No,
not sure what I caught the year.
November 2021,
Okay,
SquidGrow
2021.
was contract. The code was created.
Got it. So
Although we did not deploy it until 2020, June of 2022, excuse me.
yeah, June of
And
2022.
yeah,
You had a market cap, starting market cap of $25,000, and then it grew to all time high of 50 million.
correct.
2000x is what you said,
Yes, sir.
and you have consistently pushed out marketing exchanges. So you're landing different exchanges. The most notable is Gate.io, and you got a one coming up that's unnamed, which is sounds like another price catalyst, hopefully. And then you're pushing some marketing, so it's on magazines and all that kind of stuff, and they're getting
Yeah,
a little spread on you.
we've ran billboard campaigns all over the country twice, 7 different locations for a week at a time. My favorite one was in front of SpaceX out here in California. So we landed that. We were in Times Square. We were in front of the MGM Grand. So we're kind of just all over the place, spreading awareness of the project. Just doing marketing in the ways that we think will best benefit the community.
Can I ask you, what piece of marketing has worked the best? Are you tracking, like, okay, I'm doing billboards and these magazines and these exchanges. Do you know which ones are getting the best returns?
We don't have the statistics from the magazine yet because it's not fully out. But honestly, I think the best tool that we have in our arsenal is our community, man. I mean, with the shilling and the spreading awareness, I think our Twitter shills that the community get involved with is probably wholeheartedly our best marketing tool that we have. You know, I mean, it just having community members go out there and spread the message is greater than any marketing tool I think that the project can do on its own. I mean,
Mm,
that's a pretty big deal in my
got it.
personal opinion. But
Yeah.
you know, I'll be honest with you. We're not tracking data currently.
Mhm.
That's going to come later with some of the other things we're coming out with our marketing. Will be more easier to track that, with clicks and so on and so forth. We don't currently have that at this moment. But
Got it.
off the top of my head, I think just based on interactions that we are seeing on Twitter Spaces and social media, it comes down to the community, man, and what the community is doing. I think that is our greatest asset, attribute, and marketing tool that we have in our arsenal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I come from a marketing background, and I need to track. For me, I like tracking KPIs. So like, I would take the date of, the day a billboard launch, and take 3 days after that and see what the results are, or even at 24 hours, what the results are on the coin. But that's that kind of data runs through my brain whenever I hear marketing, and there's marketing pushes and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But one thing.
definitely smart. When we were doing our billboards, we were doing a bunch of other marketing
Mm,
advertisements as well. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint, exactly what we were doing, that worked the best. We were kind of just doing multiple things at the same time, so it's
gotcha.
kind of
Yeah,
hard
just
to
a
track.
full push everywhere
Yes,
around.
yes. On
Gotcha.
top of the AMAs and so on and so forth.
Awesome. So it sounds like you're a lot really busy. One thing that was very questionable for me was the name, the sheer name of it, right? It's Squid Grow, and it wouldn't affect me at all if it wasn't for this massive pump and dump, this massive just rug pull rather of Squid Games. Could you
Yes.
talk to me about like why did you stick with this name, especially in light of the rug pull that was Squid Games?
So, obviously a name is just a name. Our name does not define us. It's our goals and our ambitions, with what we plan to achieve. But, at the time that the contract was coded, I was trying to catch the hype of the Squid Games TV series. And
Okay.
there was a relatively big project at the time, Evergrow, that hit the ground and just blew
Mm,
up. So
yeah.
in my personal opinion, I took the best of both worlds and came up with SquidGrow, and that's kind of how that was conceptualized. Obviously, before we deployed the contract, we had the ability to change the name, but I really liked the name, myself, and I knew going into it, there'd be some futters that hated the name,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, a meme token needs to have a couple things. It needs to have something that is memeable, something that has hype around it, and the TV series. I mean, what better marketing tool, could we have other than like the one of the top rated TV series out there right now on Netflix, I mean,
Yeah.
so that was kind of my personal views and opinions on that, but definitely, we weighed the options on it, RW and myself and the team, as far as changing the name before launch, but ultimately we decided to stick with it, man. Squid Grow, it's different than Squid Games. A squid is, a very overpowering um, ocean animal, with tentacles that go every which direction. You can dip into a bunch of different avenues, and I just figured we'd hit the ground running with the name that we already had in the contract code. So that's what we did. We've gotten some pushback from it. We've got some affiliation with the rug pull, but unlike the rug pull, people are able to buy and sell us. It's not a
Yeah.
honeypot. You
Yeah.
know, um, there's been many people that have made numerous X's on the project and exited. So, we are different in the way, our name does not define us, but I can understand, the hesitance of, the name in itself. When we
Sure.
launched Squid Grow, there was another project, Squid Game 2.0, that was kind of like the top squid dog out there at the time, and they were doing okay for the time, but I don't really know where they stand currently. But I'm pretty sure that they're not at the market cap that we are.
Sure. So
Yeah.
you mentioned your market cap. You're currently at a $10 million market cap. You've got 12,000 holders right now, a little over 12,000 holders. And so you mentioned your team, and that's your community, right? But could you talk to me about your team? How big is your team? What's the kind of expertise or experience on your team? Give me some confidence in like, okay, because when we invest in the team as well. Give me some confidence in your team.
Okay, so I'll touch base on. Obviously, there's me. Obviously, there's RW. RW is my CFO. I am the owner, so I am the funding in the project. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the project, but we have buy and sell tax. 100% of that is going to LP to build our LP up. I'm paying for all marketing developments out of my own personal funds. Every exchange I've listed on, I paid out of pocket for. So there's that. But my development team, my actual development team, so we got 2 development houses and 15 devs in the background working on this project. And I am being advised by a CEO of an exchange in the background who is a personal friend of mine. And he is the one that linked me up with these developers. And these developers have done a lot of work on many other exchanges, and they put out some really good quality coding. Aside from that, we've got Dane. He's a member of the Blockchain Brothers. He is our primary marketing agent. Him, ISO, and Mateo, they are all members of the Blockchain Brothers. So we have a partnership with them. So he's kind of our go-to for different marketing, angles. And in addition to that, we have RW. How many people do we have in the background on the
Uh,
team? I don't know the numbers off the top of my head.
I would say there's at least 20 plus other people that are kind of background people on the team, which includes like, mods and admins and stuff like that as well.
Jeez. Okay. Two houses, five core team members, 20 plus people in the background, including community mods. Got some partnerships here with marketing and with exchanges with personal friends of yours. Sounds like a robust team here.
Yeah, and also I want to touch base on the Blockchain Brothers. They've done marketing for projects like Catcoin and Floki, so they know their way around the crypto space, and they've been involved with projects that have been been into the high millions or multi millions. I think Catcoin topped out at 70 million market cap. Floki was a bit higher. I don't know the whole roster of projects that the Blockchain Brothers have worked with, but I know there's some definitely heavy hitters. So they're definitely not new to the space and not new to marketing in any aspect. So we
Yeah.
brought them on, for to advise the project and directions, and to help with marketing aspects. So we've gotten a lot of good content and partnerships because of the Blockchain Brothers. So we this is a game of chess. You got to kind of think about marketing a couple moves ahead of time. What I really like about the Blockchain Brothers is they do something called reactive marketing, meaning that like traditional marketers, they come out with a schedule, a calendar, and this is what we're doing this month. We're coming out with articles, we're going to list an exchange, um, so on and so forth. Well, that doesn't always work because you can't predict the market. So if the market, goes one way or another, you've got to kind of react to that. And that's what I really like about the Blockchain Brothers is they can do reactive marketing. Our
Mhm.
our plans today might not be actually what we start doing tomorrow because something's changed in the space.
Yeah.
So it's current. Always trying to stay ahead of what's going on, and that's what our marketing is geared around.
Yeah, I like the flexibility that you use reactive. I use flexibility, especially with like uh, um crypto. It's so touchy. When if the Fed comes out with some they're saying some nonsense, or the government comes out saying some not war. You know what I mean? Like there's always some things that we should be reacting and adjusting towards. So I like that as well. Okay, so on your website it talks about utility. You talk about staking, liquidity pool staking. It does get a little vague for me, so I'd like for you to clear that up towards the end. What other utility are you talking about on your website in regards to SquidGrow?
Okay, so the way that we operate at SquidGrow is, we have a motto that we go by, under promise, over deliver, because in this crypto space, there's always unforeseen hangups, or setbacks. And me personally, as an investor, last thing I want is the dev team of a project to say, hey, we're coming out with this on this date or within this time frame. And, that's not met. You know, so with that being said, majority of our utilities we're working on in the background, with the exception of the Ethereum bridge that we did announce we're coming out with. We keep all our utilities that are under development close to our chest. Currently, though, we do have native coin staking, which is currently paying out 20% APY. There is no penalty for staking or unstaking. You simply pay a gas fee. You can harvest your rewards daily, hourly, minutely, however you want to do it. LP staking is relatively the same way. You essentially go to Pancake Swap with Squid token and BNB, and you create a cake pair on our liquidity pool, and then you take that cake LP and you stake it on our website, and that's currently paying out 100% APY. Obviously, for sustainability, we have dropped down our APY since we first came out with it. Last month, our APYs for LP staking was 500%, and I believe Arda, what was our native coin staking APYs?
It was 500 for LP and 200 for native, was
Yeah,
it?
that
And now it's
sounds about
down
right.
to 100 and then 20 for native.
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's no penalties. Unfortunately, when you do interact with Pancake Swap and you're making a liquidity pair, there is a tax. It's a percent tax, so it's whatever the sell tax is. So that's something that we have put out there to our community, so they are aware of that. So when you do create a liquidity pair, you are taxed 8%, and there's nothing that we can do about that. I did try to get around that by whitelisting the pair address. Unfortunately, it made it to where there was no buy sell tax at all, and we had to immediately correct that.
Yeah,
But
that's how it
you know,
sustains the project.
Yeah. So aside from that, we've announced that we're coming out with the Ethereum bridge. The bridge is done. We're waiting on the merge of Ethereum to come out to proof of stake. Me personally, because I'm primarily an ETH on the east side, I want the dust to settle a little bit with the merge and see how everything turns out. I don't want my project to be tethered to Ethereum if there's a rather large price dip. So after the merge is done and the dust has settled, that's when the bridge will come in to play.
Good deal.
And any of my community members will either be able to buy on Uniswap on the east side and bridge to BSC, or vice versa. You can go from BSC to the east side. It's whichever you prefer. When the bridge comes out, market cap will be the same. Um, so it's not like it's going to be a brand new, fresh project. Market caps will match. Obviously, arbitraging will probably occur, and there might be an occasion where one side's a little higher or lower than the other. But I mean, that's just the nature of the beast on
Sure.
that. On that. So
Then it's game theory. Then the community messes around with that for sure.
yeah,
So
exactly.
so you said you have the ETH bridge that's coming out. You're waiting for the merge after that, and then after that, you're gonna wait for the dust to settle a little bit, so that you could see if there's a price change or a drastic anything drastic happening, and anything else in development you keep close to the chest. But
Well,
ETH
we've got
bridge,
we've got quite a few things in development currently, but I'm not at liberty to put that out there to the community current at
I hear
current
you.
state.
I hear you. Looks like you got the 20% APY, 100% LP staking, and you said these things are in development. I want to ask you. So you've got a community of, at least I saw on Twitter, 10,000 followers, and you've got probably many more on your different channels. What is the most exciting thing? What's like the next thing that you are so excited about SquidGrow that is just like, oh, it's a game changer for us? What's the most next exciting thing?
It's what we're working on currently. It's getting really close to being announced, but I'm not currently at liberty to disclose
No,
that.
you can't say that. What's it?
Well,
Give me
well,
a hint.
there's been some teasers floating around the Telegram,
Okay.
but I've not come out and confirmed anything. I will just say, I think our community wants to see NFTs. They talk about them all the time, so that's definitely into consideration.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Okay. I'll take that. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but we're gonna take you at your word for that. What's the next exciting thing that you can say? Is there anything like?
All right, Dub, I'll let you take this one.
I mean, it's just been said. The next exciting thing that we can say would definitely be the Ethereum bridge, but obviously,
That's been already.
Oh, he wants some unreleased info.
Maybe not unreleased. Maybe like very not well known, or you know what I mean. Like,
So the way, like I said, the way we go about it is we really don't announce anything to the community until we're 100% sure that we have an actual release date.
respect.
One of the utilities that we're currently working on, about a week and a half ago, it was done. I was not happy with it, and so I had a few things changed. Had we have given a release date on that, and I had looked at it and wasn't happy with it, it put me in a position where, I was stuck between, putting something out there that I'm not happy with, or making the community happy and sticking to the dates that we have spoken on.
Yeah.
So I really have true flexibility in that manner, because the community at this state knows something's coming, but they don't know exactly what it is or when it will be released, if that makes sense.
Respect, like that's like, hey, you care a lot about this project. You want quality come out there, and if it's not up to what you think should serve the standards of the community, you take it back to the drawing board and you totally redo it. I totally respect that. No problem. Look, we're to the end of our interview here, but I just want to ask you, is there anything else that we haven't covered that you have just been dying to just kind of let us know about? Anything that we missed or didn't talk about that you want to talk about?
Ardub?
Um, Look, the only thing that I would probably say is, we obviously we launched at the 25K market cap. We shot up pretty quick to 50 million. And I just remembered the other day the amount of people I had when we were up at 50 million kind of saying that they had missed the boat, and that it was too late to invest at that time. Now things have settled. We've had a couple of our whales exit the project, and we're sitting at a bit of a lower market cap, which is exactly what a lot of these people were asking for. The whole time. So we've got a lot of utility under development. We're still going ahead with all of our exchanges. Marketing is going ahead as big as ever. So really, I would just say not financial advice, of course, but this is probably that opportunity that a lot of people were asking for.
Gotcha. So yeah, you were
Yeah,
saying like how people have ran this thing up, and they were feeling that buyer's remorse at the top. Now that they finally got it, okay, let's not financial advice, but this is what you asked for, is basically what you said.
Exactly.
yeah, and regardless of the market conditions, man, we're gonna continue pushing forward with what we're working on in the background, because at the end of the day, this is my project, and I have my own goals and ambitions for it. So we've got everything in place to achieve those goals. One of them being, for example, CLS. CLS is our market making company. They provide market making on all top 50 exchanges, which is required on every exchange, every big exchange that you're on. And not all market makers can do market making on exchanges. So I've partnered with CLS, and they can help me achieve my exchange listing goals as far as providing market making services. So it was all, the thing about exchanges is it spreads awareness, to people that might not have been exposed to the project. It also, for the everyday investor, it's a little easier to actually purchase, example, SquidGrow token, because you don't have to deal with pancake swap buying BEP2 tokens and converting them to BEP20, and then going to pancake swap and purchasing the token. On an exchange, you can simply just use your bank card and buy the tokens that you want.
Got
And
it.
so it's definitely, makes it a little easier for the everyday investor to purchase. So my particular ambitions, I won't speak on them in depth, but I plan on listing on many exchanges, and within a 2-month period of time, we're listed on Gate.io. Our first two exchanges was Bitmark and BKEX, and we actually listed those before we were even listed on CoinMarketCap.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure how rare that actually is, but I've not heard of any other project listing exchanges without CoinMarketCap. But
Prior to CoinMarketCap, yeah.
but we definitely have everything in place to help us achieve the goals and the ambitions of the project. And regardless of the market sentiment, it's I'm not deterred whatsoever. Whether it's $100 million market cap, 50 million, 10 million, 5 million, it doesn't matter to me. We're not going to cease working on this project. This is for the community. This is for the investors. So that's why everything we are doing are with them in mind, and that's the position that I have taken as a developer. As an investor in projects, last thing I want is the dev team to make promises to me that they can't deliver on, or give me a time frame that something's coming out, and then they miss that time slot. So we definitely have substantial flexibility with the stance that we have taken on not announcing what utilities we're working on. Most projects, they have a roadmap, and they're saying in quarter 3 they're doing this, that, and the other. And and the community looks forward to that. And if you are unable to deliver or achieve something on that roadmap, some investors might feel some type of way. So we definitely have a lot of flexibility with that, so we can adapt to the market conditions, and we can go the direction that we feel is best for the community with the current market state.
Gotcha. Yeah. So basically, you're staying flexible, especially with the current market conditions. I have a question. I have a follow-up question. Really, the last question regarding that, those current market conditions. However, guys, if you are interested so far in Squid Grow, check out the links down below. If this is a project that's worth your time or money or energy, I checked out their website. The website's looking clean, honestly. This thing looks like totally, there's been care and time put into it. It's got the whole themes towards it. But before we end here, guys, because this is the last question. Why should someone, given the current bear market conditions all trending downwards, I personally am a little bit of a bearish sentiment coming downwards. why should someone still, in just a few sentences, why should they invest in SquidGrow?
Well, I think SquidGrow is a very unique situation. I mean, what projects do you know of where the dev has had every 100% of the buy and sell tax going to the liquidity? That's obviously for the community. And in the same breath, do you know of any devs that have fully funded out of pocket every utility and exchange listing, out of their own pocket? That's kind of a rarity. This is everything that I'm doing has the community 100% in mind. So every move that I make, I'm thinking about the investors, trying to help achieve, my investors making that money, because at the end of the day, why do people invest into crypto? They do it to make money.
Yep.
And, the only thing that I do preach if I get on the topic is, when it comes time to pull your profit, think about the smaller investors, think about the people that are just coming in, because at the end of the day, nobody can profit without somebody losing. I mean, that's
Yep.
how it goes. But with that said, early investors and long-term holders always make the money in the crypto space. So if you're contemplating investing in the Squid Grow, my project, rest assured that I am doing everything in my power to help make you that money, to get the project in front of the biggest audience that I possibly can. Whether that be billboards, magazines, exchanges, PR articles. I'm trying, my very best to spread awareness. And um, everything that we do is we do with the community and the investors in mind. So when I came out with the Squid Grow, I was preaching that, my goals is to give the everyday investors, a safe place to invest their money, so when they go to sleep at night, they don't have to worry about waking up in the morning and seeing that terrifying red candle all the way down to the floor. Meaning that the dev team has dumped or they have pulled liquidity. My liquidity is locked. It's locked. I locked it for a year. Um, and when that lock comes up, it will be locked again. But everything that we are doing, we're doing, with the community in mind. So I'm giving the community the safest place that I possibly can to invest their money. Obviously, with that said, I can't control what other investors do. If other investors want to pull profit, I can't control that. But
Got it.
whether they're pulling profit or not, it doesn't deter the work that we got going on in the background. We're going to continue to develop and move the project forward in the direction that we feel is best for the community.
Awesome. Guys, thank you so much. If you are interested in SquidGrow, check out the links down below. Join the Telegram. I'm sure they're all willing to, there's a lot of people on their team willing to talk. Rdub, Shibtoshi, thanks so much for joining me, guys. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank you,
mate.
buddy.